This house I've called the train house because it is a house built out of 2 existing passenger cars and turned into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house for your Sims. I apologize for that little bump there. I hit my mic. Anyway, the second bedroom is kind of a pseudo bedroom because it's not an enclosed space, but you'll see what I mean when we get there. In this build, I used exclusively stuff from The Sims 4 base game and the Romantic Garden stuff pack. I could have benefited from some of the items from the Get Together expansion pack, but I wanted to not use any of that and instead just see what the Romantic Garden stuff pack had to offer. And I love the stuff that came in the Romantic Garden pack. I feel that there's a plethora of new plants and there's a large variety of items. It definitely is gorgeous. Also, speaking of the plants, I think that there's a large variety of colors, and you could have a sky blue themed garden, a fuchsia pink themed garden. There's just so many different gardens to have and so many different themes to have. You could definitely have a monochromatic garden. Additionally, a lot of the flowers are very, very whimsical, so I envision a Alice in Wonderland themed garden at some point in the future. Now, I know that there's an existing hedge fence in the game, but I wanted to use as much Romantic Garden stuff as possible, so that's why I went ahead and placed all of these hedges around the house in a perimeter and did not use the hedge fence. And plus, there was a lot more colors in these hedges that came in the Romantic Garden stuff pack as opposed to the fences, so I definitely took advantage there. I really like the end look of the house. I feel the garden looks kind of like an old, overgrown, but kept up garden, which doesn't really make any sense, but hopefully it will when you see the final result. And also the interior is opulence and elegance, and just really cool. All of the stone white items I'm putting outside, I eventually changed those to the brownstone items because I like the look of those better. And actually, as I was placing everything, I was really amazed at how everything just fit without me having to reshape the path. So that worked out really, really cool, actually. Those statues don't end up staying there. I just threw them back there because I knew I wanted to use them back there next to the pool area. I used 95% of the items that came in the pack. Some of the things I didn't use were the wedding arches, and there was also a couple of trellises I didn't use, but everything else I used, some in abundance like the hedges and obviously the plants. So during this build, I go from inside to outside to outside again. I guess I start on the outside and then go inside, but I don't finish each room before I move on to the next room. And that's just because sometimes I see an item that I don't want to leave out of a room, so I put it in that room and then end up working on the other room instead of finishing up the first room, which kind of matches my personality because sometimes I tell a story and then get distracted and start telling another story. So the layout of this purple train car was a bit challenging because this is where I had my 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. The other train car ends up being the kitchen, dining room, living room, and study. And that was going to be a bathroom, the walls I just placed, the room I just created, but I decided to get rid of it because there was already a second bathroom on the other side, so I figured guests could use that one. But there is a master bathroom in this house build, so that's pretty cool. I really think I maximized the space pretty well in this build, especially because from the outside you would not think that you could get 2 bedrooms out of it, but I think I used the space really well. I'm still not entirely pleased with this scheme, with these color themes in here, the gray and green. So I do end up changing it a bit later on. I also play with the wall heights for a while, but tall walls, I don't really like building houses with really tall walls like that. I just think it looks kind of weird unless you're building a palace or a castle. But for the average home, especially a train car home, it doesn't need super high walls. So I end up putting them back to normal height. I wish there was more wallpapers. Like, there's not a large variety of wallpapers, and they don't really match the beds that well. This is the first time, though, I've ever used the parquet flooring. Whenever I think of parquet flooring, I think of really old houses or very opulent houses. So all the ceiling lights, those pot lights, I switched those out. I just put those in there so I'd have plenty of light to see what I was doing and what I was placing and to see how the colors worked together. So I wish I could have gotten a 4-piece bathroom in this bathroom, but it was too small for that. It ended up working out pretty well, and I definitely think that this could have been an original bathroom to the train with the old-fashionedness of that tub and sink. So you can see the pseudo second bedroom here, where there's a two tile wide wall, but it's not. There's no door in the room. That's because I didn't want to make it super small. And I had originally thought about putting 2 beds in there, but there actually ends up only being 1 twin bed. So that's the black bathroom. And I was able to get a 4-piece bathroom in here, so I really was glad that I was able to get a 4-piece bathroom somewhere. So if your Sims need to take a shower, they have a place to do so. So I also put a computer in the second pseudo bedroom, just I thought it would be a good place to put it. I also could have put some musical instruments, a bookcase, any other skill building activity would have worked well there. But I like the computer desk. Again, I kind of wish there was more wallpaper options, but the blue works well with the white desk with the blue leather placemats. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was on the phone for this part of the build. But this is where I'm replacing the lights in the master bedroom and bathroom. And the master bathroom, I actually tried to go for a rose gold theme, which is pretty new, hip, and trendy. And it took me a while to get the lights placements here right. For some reason the one on the left was dipping kind of low, so I had to go back, and I couldn't tell from the angle I was looking at if it was the same height, but then I'm like, okay, it's fine, just move on. So now I go back outside and add window boxes, and I wanted to do the same. There's a lot of different colored flowers, but I wanted to do the same colored flowers for each of the window boxes around both parts of the house, both train cars of the house. And then that was a perfect section for the fountain. And here's where I go back and change all the white stone to the brown stone. I think it looks better. Although I wish the bricks on the brownstone fence weren't super red. Like, they should have just been the same color as the white stone fence bricks. I really liked the seating area. I just imagine, there's so many places out in this garden where you can just go sit outside with a book and just enjoy the sunshine and enjoy the scenery around you. It's really pretty. This build took 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I was able to do it in one sitting, and that's because I was jumping from inside to outside. This is where I put the pool in. It looks pretty small, but Sims don't actually need that big of pools. I've had Sims swim laps in a one square tile pool before. The pool walls and the pool floor I just leave white. And I actually end up changing the train paint later of the area around the pool. And those flowers just fit perfectly in those hedges fit perfectly in the archway. If you've ever been to the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, this is what this garden reminds me of, especially all the structures in the garden. It's kind of that same style. It's really pretty. You should Google pictures of it if you've never seen it before. I've never been inside. You just go and you walk around and enjoy the gardens. And there's also like a reflecting pond, and you can see the dome structure of the Palace of Fine Arts in the pond, and it's really, really pretty. I actually did not add any trees outside. Those bonsai looking things, they're not classified as trees. I think they're classified as bushes in The Sims 4. So there's actually no trees in the garden, but the garden's still pretty complete, and there's a lot of different things and a lot of different plants. I had a lot of fun resizing plants because I, obviously could not use. There wasn't enough plants to not be using the same plant over and over again, so I did have to use some of the same plants over and over again, and some of them don't have different color options. So to rectify that, I just used different size of the same plants. And I also did not want any identical colors next to each other, even though they might be in other places in the garden. I wanted some variety in each of the flower areas. That bush does not stay there. And I should also say that in this house build, you will not see me place the wishing well. I forgot about that, but I did go back and put it in before I uploaded it to the Sims 4 gallery, and you can find this house by searching for hashtag Cheri of all trades. That's CHERI of all trades, and that's all one word. I'm just adding another pathway here. So I had to change the pathway a little bit, but in terms of changing my original pattern, that wasn't necessary at all. I didn't have to push anything back or have more space for anything. Although I do fix that path because it looks kind of weird. You can't tell if that's a path or if that's grass. There's definitely a lot of places to sit out here. I wish there was a telescope that was identical to the one from The Sims 3 or The Sims 2. Just the small, tiny telescope, not the monstrosity that's in The Sims 4 that's ridiculously large. It's clearly the Hubble Space Telescope, and you can see out 4 light years away with that telescope. They should have an amateur telescope that's small, just the average homeowner's telescope. The garden's coming together really nice. I definitely like that filler. I don't know if those are just yellow flowers, but it was pretty cool. So this is where I'm just adding some terrain paint to just make it look more realistic, and like all the flower beds are on dirt as opposed to on grass. And then I switched gears and go with the roofs, and the roofs are I definitely took advantage of the Sims 4 roofing styles because I was able to make them look like actual trains with the curved roofs, the slope and the curve of the roofs. So I decided to add awnings. Not that I'm a big fan of awnings, but I did not add any curtains inside. And part of the reason is because you can't open and close curtains on The Sims, but the awnings outside I did use just because I thought that gave it kind of an authentic train look. I mean, if you think it looks cheesy or you don't like it, you can always download the house and remove them. So then I had some lights, and the lights are from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, so I checked to see how it looks at night, and I'm really pleased with how it looks. I was going to add trellises, but they didn't work out that well, so I decided not to, especially because the stuff pack didn't come with any trellises, which it totally should have. So I was going to build the kitchen right at the entrance, but then I decided no, and moved it to the opposite end. And the kitchen is a mix of old and new. I wanted the best appliances, probably because my dream kitchen is having the best appliances available. Because you want the highest food quality. Oh, I threw down the ice cream maker. I'm like, oh no, I can't use this. It's from the Cool Kitchen stuff pack, and I'm not using the Cool Kitchen stuff pack. I think I changed the wallpaper to the blue. Yes, I did. And then there's kind of just like a blue theme throughout. I did use like the blue couch, the blue bar stools, the blue dining table, blue dining chairs. I did not use a blue dining table. And then just decorating the kitchen, and I'm realizing that's a really bad place for the pots. Well, I didn't add a lot of decor to the kitchen that was not, or to the kitchen living area that was not specific to a kitchen or dining room. But that's just because I'd already added painting to the bedroom, and then I tried not to reuse paintings. So I think that they're kind of country, actually, those plates and the pig and the rooster that's on the wall, or the chicken. But it works out well. And then the bookshelf, I wish I could have had a more not modern looking kitchen, or not modern looking bookshelf, but they didn't come in the right shade of brown, so instead I've just used the modern ones, and they end up looking okay. I think it looks like it's one cohesive unit. The desk, there's a bookshelf, desk, then another bookshelf, so it looks like it could be one piece, or it was built together. So I liked the way it turned out. Anyway, going into screenshots now, so thanks for watching, and have a great day.